Hello, welcome to continue the Cần Thơ radio and television station. Headline today. The 15th National Assembly elected Võ Văn Thưởng as the new president of Vietnam. The state audit delegation came to work with Cần Thơ City People's Committee on the audit of the National Target Program on new style rural construction for the 2021-2025 period. The Ministry of Health assessed the risk of avian influenza H5N1 entering Vietnam and infecting humans and suggested localities closely monitor entry. Top news: The 15th National Assembly elected Võ Văn Thưởng as the new president of Vietnam and its fourth extraordinary session on the morning of March 2nd. With 487 out of 488 votes on 98.38% of the National Assembly's membership, the National Assembly passed a resolution on the election of Mr. Võ Văn Thưởng. The resolution took effect immediately after it was approved. Under the resolution, Mr. Võ Văn Thưởng, who is a member of the Politburo, a permanent member of the 13-party Central Committee Secretariat, and a deputy of the 15th National Assembly, will serve as state president of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in the 2021-2026 tenure. Taking the oath of office the same day, Mr. Võ Văn Thưởng vowed to stay absolutely loyal to the fatherland, the people, and the Constitution, and work hard to complete all tasks assigned by the party, the state, and the people. After announcing the decision on the audit of the National Target Program on new style rural construction for 2021-2025 period, on the morning of March 2nd, the state audit delegation came to work with Cần Thơ City People's Committee. Accordingly, the audit delegation worked in Cần Thơ City from March 1st to April 29th in Vĩnh Thạnh, Cò Đỏ, Phong Điền districts and Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. The audit's contents include the management and use of the program's funds, compliance with the state's policies and laws, the management, direction, and coordination of the program implementation, the implementation of program's objectives, economy, and effectiveness of the program. The goal of the audit is to determine the truthfulness and reasonableness of information, data, funding plans, and investment costs implemented at the audited units. On the afternoon of March 1st, Mr. Võ Văn Thưởng, Standing Vice Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee and Chairman of the City People's Council, had a meeting and worked with the delegation of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, led by Mr. Nguyễn Văn Thọ, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu, as the head of delegation.
At the working session, leaders of the two provinces and cities together exchanged and shared personal work, staff policy, staff training, and education. Speaking at the meeting, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Thọ, Chairman of People's Committee of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, affirmed the information and activities of Cần Thơ City provided and exchanged at the meeting very useful work. Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province will record to apply in the locality. Standing Vice Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee Phạm Văn Hiểu thanked the delegation for the information and opinions. The experience of the two localities will contribute to building a team of leaders and managers at all levels to meet the requirements of tackling the new situation.
The achievements that Cần Thơ City has gained in the past year must include the efforts and dedication of agencies, units, and localities in implementing patriotic emulation movements. Mr. Chương, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee and Chairman of the Council of Emulation and Commendation of Cần Thơ City, affirmed so at the conference to summarize the emulation and commendation work in 2022, launched and signed a contract to emulate 2023 on the afternoon of March 1st. Chairman of the City People's Committee, Chương requested units and localities to raise awareness and responsibility in concretizing, continue to organize and implement patriotic emulation movements, ensuring the reality of actual conditions and functions and tasks, In addition, we shall be active in emulating patriotism with specific, dynamic, and creative programs and actions, with the spirit of the highest determination, set up achievements to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Cần Thơ City to be a century-run city, contributing to the successful implementation of political tasks in 2023. On this occasion, Cần Thơ City People's Committee presented the emulation flag to 17 collectives leading the emulation movement in 2022. In the emulation cluster, awarded certificates of merit to 32 groups with excellent achievements. District emulation blocks signed an emulation contract in 2023. We turn to other news. Trung An High-Tech Agricultural Store Company, Cần Thơ City, has just celebrated its 25th anniversary, 1996-2023, and received the second-class labor medal awarded by the state president. Mr. Phạm Thái Bình, director of company, was honored to receive the third-class labor medal.
After 25 years of trading and exporting rice, Trung An High-Tech Agriculture Joint Stock Company has been constantly developing, now becoming one of the enterprises with the largest export rice production in Cần Thơ City. Up to now, the company has implemented large-scale projects linking provinces and cities, Cần Thơ, Sóc Trăng, Hậu Giang, Đồng Tháp, and Kiên Giang, with 10,000 hectares. According to the plan, by 2025, the company will cooperate with localities to implement 100,000 hectares of high-quality rice. Through 16 years of participating in exporting rice and products, Trung An High-Tech Agriculture Joint Stock Company has brought to Cần Thơ City and Kiên Giang province nearly $1 billion. Contributing to increasing the export turnover of Cần Thơ City in 2022 to $2.3 billion. In 2022, the business recorded a net revenue of more than 3,798 billion dong, up nearly 22% over the same period. This is also the highest one-year's revenue since 2016.
The Ministry of Health assessed the risk of avian influenza H5N1 entering Vietnam and infecting humans, and suggested localities closely monitor entry. This is one of the contents of the telegram sent by the Ministry of Health to localities requesting to strengthen the prevention and control of avian flu spreading to humans, especially in provinces and cities bordering epidemic countries.
The Ministry of Health believes that the weather is in the transition period and abnormal changes are favorable for development of avian influenza virus. At the same time, festival after Lunar New Year take place everywhere, so the transportation at rate of poultry may increase, potentially posing a risk of infection to people. To prevent influenza, the Ministry of Health recommends localities closely monitor people to entry to detect suspected cases early, and pay attention to people slaughtering and trading live poultry as well as poultry products, people from an area where there are outbreaks of poultry and inhuman. In case and any doubt, functional forces take samples and send them to the Pasteur Institute of Hygiene and Epidemiology for testing.
Following Directive Number 11 of Cần Thơ City People's Committee on strengthening the implementation of non-cash payments, on the afternoon of March 2nd, Cần Thơ Department of Industry and Trade, Cần Thơ City Youth Union, Department of Information and Communications, and VNPT Cần Thơ had a meeting to discuss the implementation of payment to launch an e-payment campaign. It's expected that in this year's Youth Month, the Youth Union force of the whole city will mobilize people to install about 5,000 VNPT money wallets. This is an application that scans phone calls to pay when shopping at markets, supermarkets, and convenience stores. To create the atmosphere for the month of action, the professional sector will coordinate with relevant units to organize the launch ceremony at markets, schools, and etc. And now a quick check on weather condition. Thank you so much for your attention. Please visit us on website kenthotv.vn. Bye for now.